Well, as parents, we often hide conversations about money from our kids, but it may be doing them more harm than good. Tammy Johnson from the Financial Guides is here to tell us why. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So you are advocating that we have to have these conversations with our kids as early as possible. Why?
The sooner the better, because money's a fact of life. Like, it's part of absolutely everything. You cannot get away from it. And we go to the effort to teach our kids about health and eating properly and taking care of themselves, but we shelter them from the conversations about money. And the sad fact is Canadians have the lowest rate of financial literacy in the westernized world, and that's terrifying. And we send our kids off to college and they don't know anything at all about money, and they're getting hit on by the credit card companies and the banks and loans, and then they end up in debt and they're drowning and they don't understand how anything works because we never talk about it.
Yeah, and you made a great point that, I mean, money is obviously at different times can be a source of stress in a household. Kids sense it, why not explain it?
Yes, and it's not even just a thing of stress. Like, we've got an awful lot of stuff going on in the economies. There's always tons of layoffs being talked about right now. And as mom and dad, how is their business going to do? Are they going to lose their job? And they pick up on that. But even when things are good, we need to teach them how things work properly, like how to be responsible, how to ask questions and evaluate so they can make the right decisions for themselves.
Hard to know what's age appropriate, what they can handle, what they can learn properly. How do we sort of make that determination?
Well, I personally believe, like, I started working with my daughter when she was a baby, just making sure that she saw what I was doing, and like when I'm paying for things and when we'd pick up the mail and stuff. Oh, right, oh, we got the NMAX bill, we need to pay this, and this is why we need to pay it, because we're exchanging, and then just get her in on that. But you know your kids, and you'll be able to pick up on what they know. Like, you can have 3-year-olds that are smart as a whip, and then 8-year-olds that are maybe not quite as into it, but you have the conversations.
Let's talk about this series of books that you put together, and sort of you've got some visuals for us to show us how we can help our kids understand. So from reading the books, what would we sort of get from them and that we could pass on to our kids?
So this first set here is, I call it the foundation series, because it's laying the main building blocks. Like, it's about goal setting. It's about how to set up a simple budget, like using the 6 jars. My daughter gets her allowance, she breaks it up. She knows how everything works. It's really simple so that they can get it. Understanding the basics of how credit works and how to ask the questions about that. Like, a lot of people think that debt and credit is a bad thing, and it's not. It can actually be used properly to help you get the things that you need and want faster and easier, but it has to be used properly. How to set goals. And my personal favorite book is How Your Daily Decisions Add Up to Positive or Negative Consequences. With our society, we have this horrible instant gratification-itis, I call it, because they see the commercials, they see the stuff, buy now, pay later, and all this stuff. How can I get past that? And it's our daily decisions add up, and showing them how that affects them for either good or bad. Long-term
planning as well playing a part into these books. Talk a little bit about that and how critical that is for kids to understand.
Well, like you said, getting away from I want it now and the instant stuff. And so many kids will give up on doing anything, like, I'm not getting the reward instantly, and moving them past that so they see, you know what, you see your heroes on TV. They worked really hard to get there. You watch the Olympics. That didn't happen overnight. That took time and it took dedication, and it wasn't any single one day. It's how did each of them add up.
Some great lessons. Talk about how people get the books if they want to get a hold of them.
You get the books. I sell them on my website. So www.financialfoundationbooks.com. And $10 from every set goes to World Vision Canada.
It's a great initiative. The books are great and easy to read, and it'd be very easy to sit down with your kids and kind of go through this stuff. Thanks for coming in, Tammy. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Tammy Johnson from the Financial Guides. For more information, you can also head to thefinancialguides.com.